So as the song said, I don't do anything easy or smooth. Well, I do things smooth and stuff, but it's kind of a nice and nasty nice. And sometimes a nice and tough nice. And sometimes a nice, and sometimes people may even say a mean nice. But what we're trying to do, and what I try to do, is speak into people's lives, but have my patients take ownership of their own care, right? Because again, a legacy, and I really want us to think about this today, because it's not by chance that you're here today, right? You're here for a reason. You're here to get some information. And what I want you to do is think about what health legacy are you leaving behind, especially as you go through the day, you get information and you receive information. I'm not going to stand up in front of you today and give you a lecture. I want to continue to have fun. So we're going to continue to have fun. But before I do that, I just want to say again that when in 2013, July of 2013, I actually turned 50 years old. I turned 50, fine, and fabulous. That was the theme of my party. But as I sat around, and I say that for a reason, as I sat around and I looked at everybody in the room, my mother, my grandmother, my aunts, my uncles, my sisters, my cousins, everybody, I said, you know what? You're where your mother and your grandmother and your aunts are. So now I'm that mature elder in my family that I now have to set some good values, right? Beliefs, behaviors, thoughts, because a lot of what we face is up here. So we have to heal some of that way of thinking, get rid of the myths on breast cancer screening, cervical screening, colorectal screening, you know, and really teach our family it's never too late to start your legacy, to start educating, to start getting rid of some of those myths in your families. The other thing that I said is that I needed to change how I looked. We have to hold healthcare professionals accountable to not only tell us what we need to do, but also practice it ourselves. I could no longer be, you know, that fat black lady, you know, down over here, right? If I'm telling other people how to take care of their high blood pressure, their diabetes, go get their cancer screenings, I have to be willing and be a role model to them as well. So I'm happy to say that since July, I've lost about 45 pounds. It's been hard. It's been a challenge because most of my adult life, I've been overweight, right? I have to do things differently. We as women have to do things differently in our families, right? And like I said, stop holding on to some of those myths. I have patients who come into my clinic all the time. This is where I talk about having to be rough and tough. Who always tell me what their mama said. My mama told me to do this and that. Did you know my mama said? And it was very interesting because about a month ago, a young man told me what his mama said. I said, oh, so your mama's in the medical field? Come on, say it. Come on. No, she's in the medical field. Oh, she's a nurse. She has no healthcare experience. No, but my mama said. I said, oh, so your mama don't have none of the information right? You know he still stood firm on it, but my mama said. So I'm saying to you mamas, start telling your children the right information. And also get the right information so that you can give it. And that's what today is for. Today is a time for you to get the information, the right information, so that you can pass it on generation after generation after generation. We have to decrease some of these health disparities that we have in our community. High blood pressure, HIV, syphilis, diabetes. Okay? We have to, cancers. Cancers are some of breast cancer, colon cancer, and cervical cancer is caught early. Is some of the easiest treated cancers. We don't have to die anymore from cancers, right? We don't have to say, and we don't need to say, I said to someone today, one of my staff people, that when they say mammograms hurt, that stuff they're passing down from gender. If somebody thinks something's going to hurt, are they going to go do it? No. And we know that sometimes mammograms can be uncomfortable, paps can be uncomfortable, right? But they should not be painful. And they can save your life. Okay? So I'm going to play this this next song, and we're kind of going to end with that. Is my time pretty much up? Okay. Because I'm going to play this next song. And I want to say something too. I started my legacy very early. I was a 16-year-old mother. But by God's grace and mercy, I would not be where I am and who I am today. Right? There were also a lot of women, not only in my family, but also women that I worked with, nurses that I worked with, who told me that I could be anything I wanted to be. It didn't matter that I had a baby at an early age. I was actually graduated from high school on time because, again, I had those women pushing me, telling me what I could be, who I could be. I was the first black director of nursing in the state of Minnesota at age 26. So I say all of that to say is that someone is always watching you. We gotta tell people the right thing. And we have to do the right thing. Does that make sense? So we're gonna end with another fun song. I hope you guys leave with something today too. But what I want to do is we're going to end with our last song. And this we want you guys to really, we're going to do the Soul Train line. Okay? So those of you, my ladies will go through, so we dance.